الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: الإيمان يماني والحكمة يماني.
I'm sorry, can I jump in here a second?
Yeah, jump in.
Jazakallah khair. So, I don't know your name. What's your name, sorry?
You can call me Seabass.
Seabass, okay. Well, Seabass, when you say violent, what do you mean by violent, and what do you mean by, sorry, you said two things. Just refresh my memory. You said that the Palestinians are violent, and what else?
I didn't say the Palestinians were violent. I said Hamas.
You did. You said it.
You said
Hamas.
You said Hamas. You said the Palestinians. You said the Palestinians.
I said Hamas. You're not using. You're putting words in my mouth.
Don't putting words in my mouth. You said everybody in Gaza.
I said Hamas.
Is violent.
You said everyone in Gaza is violent because, and what do you call it?
Everyone in Gaza.
And then they attack the Israelis. The thing is, what do you expect from a people who have been occupied? Who have lived under apartheid, who have been under siege, who have had their homes taken away from them, who have been driven out? What do you expect them to do exactly? By the way, when you talk about the Israelis, listen. When you talk about the Israelis just wanting to take the thing is, you talk about the Israelis wanting to take their land back. You got to remember that in 1917, when the British Mandate happened, and then in 1947, 1948. By the way, when the Israelis first came to Palestine, okay, I think it was around 1922 or something like that. They actually set up the Red House, and that whole that house was designed in order to plan the expulsion of the Palestinian people from their land. And now we're sitting here today, and you're telling me that the Israelis want their land back? I'm sorry, but I think it's the Palestinians that want their land back, not the Israelis. The Israelis want to continue.
Brother Yemeni, I just want to make one point.
By the way, salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam, and great to have you. One thing which gets me is these individuals that make all kinds of justification for mass murder and for slaughter, and they're shameless in doing that. So this character who goes by the word Christ brings a sword, I want to share something. I want to just share something with him, speaking about the land. And Mohammed, if I can just share something quickly, I want him to view this. Let me just share a screen. I want to share a screen. For some reason I don't. Here we are. Brother, Christ brings a sword. Can you give me your thoughts on this? Yeah, I want to show you something. This is just one example. I hope you can hear this. Let's just go off to basically go off. Here's this.
What are we doing?
He's trying to bring something up on the screen. But you need to see this from the angle, because every justification that you're giving to the Israelis, who, by the way, currently, are you listening to this?
I don't hear anything.
Are you listening?
No, he can't hear it. We can't hear anything. We can't hear anything.
I'm trying to hear something. I don't hear anything.
Can you not see the video?
No.
I just showed you. Wait, hold on, Christ, because now I'm going to come down.
There's nothing on the screen.
I'm lying. Oh, I'm lying. Okay.
Hold on.
I didn't see anything.
One thing which I don't appreciate is you're lying. You now saying when you're caught. Hold on.
I can leave.
I don't tell you to leave. I'm
not lying to you, so stop calling me a liar.
You lied when you said that you didn't call Palestinians as evil people, that you only referred to Hamas. You said everybody in Gaza is bad and evil. Did you or did you not say that?
Yeah, everybody in Gaza is bad and evil. That's what I said. I didn't say Palestine.
So there you go. You said everybody in Gaza is bad and evil.
They are.
That's Palestinians.
Wrong. Prove
No,
me
that's fine.
wrong.
That's fine. That's fine. On what basis? On what basis are they bad and evil?
They
The
were
people
all
in Gaza.
cheering on October 7th.
Yes, good.
They were all
Good.
cheering.
Good.
Yeah,
What are they
love
cheering about?
murder. They love
What are they
murder.
cheering-
They love murder.
What are they
They were
cheering about?
They were cheering about the murder of Jews. That's what they were.
Were they? Were they?
Yeah,
Were they?
no doubt.
Stop
No.
lying.
Without
No,
a
they weren't.
question.
First and foremost, they didn't even know about the kibbutz festival. Okay, Hamas didn't even know about that. Okay, that was confirmed by Israeli,
What were they
U.S.,
cheering about?
Egyptian
What were they
intelligence.
cheering about? What were
Hold
they
on, hold on.
gathering in the
Okay, so
streets
you have a people. You have a
I'm
people
trying
that
to
managed
figure
to
this out. Tell me.
I am telling you that you had a people that broke out of the prison walls that they have been put under siege since 2006. Okay, so they've been under siege since 2006, and they managed to get out. First of all, as I mentioned, Israeli, U.S. and Egyptian intelligence made it very clear that Hamas had, and the other factions, they had no idea about the kibbutz festival. Now, this is something interesting. Let me tell you something interesting. The cars that were burnt out and everything. Do you remember the first time the Al-Shifa hospital was attacked, and it made a little like a sort of pothole in the car park? Everyone said that this was because it was a Hamas rocket, because their rockets don't have enough firepower. But suddenly they had enough firepower to completely destroy several cars in the kibbutz festival. It's been shown, and we had Israeli IDF witness testimony that it was actually the Zionists that were shooting up homes and people during that festival, right? And even if you talk about, let's say that everything that happened was done by Hamas. Let's assume that, okay? Even though that's not true.
It's a good assumption.
No, it's like I said, it didn't happen.
Excellent
right?
assumption.
Look,
Let's say that it was all done by Hamas.
No. Okay, well, first and foremost,
it wasn't just assumption. It was
First and
It's
foremost,
not an assumption.
Yeah,
Listen
exactly.
to what Al-Yemeni said.
I believe
Yemeni
that there are bad people in Israel.
Hold on.
There are bad people in
Yemeni
Israel.
stating, well, what the brother Yemeni stated was that Israel on that particular day also invoked the Hannibal Doctrine, where they attacked and used military firepower, Apache helicopter, to attack their own civilians, invoking the Hannibal Directive and even burning their own civilians, which they initially blamed on Hamas.
Yeah,
let's just
but
get
then
that clear.
Yeah, but then when Hamas, when there was a missile strike in Shifa hospital, suddenly it was Hamas because it created a pothole. It was only their missiles are only strong enough to create a pothole. This is according to Israeli intelligence. Okay, but 7th of October, burnt out cars and everything, plus the presence of an Apache helicopter and stuff. Don't look. Some of us have.
I don't know anything about an Apache helicopter.
No, of course not, because you don't actually
stuff up.
Because you have justified because you. Wait, Seabass.
Making stuff up. You're not showing me anything.
If you're going to refer to yourself as,
I'll give it to you. We'll show it to you now.
I'll show it to you now. Apache helicopter.
I'll show it to you now.
Israeli media. You got a
Yusuf, brother Yusuf will bring that up for you, right?
Stick to the facts and stop making.
Brother Yusuf will bring that up for you, right?
Now,
listen, we understand. We also have
nobody ever said anything about an Apache helicopter.
No, it's actually
the screen. Can you see the screen? Hold on.
He's going to bring it up for you, right?
Hold on. I'll bring it up. Let me bring it up here.
What's the source? What is the source?
And by the way, when Christ comes back in the book of Revelation, he's going to murder the Jews. Do you know that? You know, when Christ comes back with a sword in the book of Revelation, he's going to murder the Jews. Are you aware of that?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that then.
Yes, it is. Here we are.
Pick a subject.
Here we are. Hold on.
No, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it.
Talk about that.
Yes, it's here. Wait, Christ, can you hear us? Yes, it's here. This was the actual video where this is the actual Twitter feed from the web, and I'll try and this is Israel. This is on October 7th.
Man, that's a video game.
It's not a video game.
Video game.
Since when did Call of Duty look like that?
Let me show you Haaretz. I'll show you Haaretz newspaper. Hold on a second.
Let's go to Haaretz, man. I can do that on video game too.
So I mean, this is how.
All right, Seabass, while he's bringing up some more the evidence.
A lot of lies.
Look, just because you want to be referred to as a fish, don't behave like one, okay?
I'm not a fish. Seabass.
Yes, it's
Christ brings.
Yeah, can you see this here?
By the way, a sea bass eats all the
can you
little
see this
fish.
here?
That's what you are. You're a little
Christ
fish.
brings a sword. Can you see this from the times of Israel? Can you see this? Christ brings a sword. Can you see it from the times of Israel? What did it say? This is from the times of Israel.
IDF helicopter may have harmed us. I see a lot of
of course, the Israeli police. Yeah. Listen this. The Haaretz article. Let me read this point. Cites an unnamed Israeli saying that an investigation. Investigation found that an IDF helicopter at the site that was fighting terrorists apparently harmed a few party goers in the area. Now, the Times of Jerusalem, and the Times of Israel is essentially conservative Israeli media. The more liberal media like Haaretz are making this as a fact that Israel targeted its own civilians using the Hannibal directive. This is from the Times of Israel, which is a right-wing pro-Israeli publication, and they are considering the fact that the IDF attacked its own civilians, and they show you a picture. Can you see the picture here? Shows abandoned site of the Supernova Music Festivals near Kibbutz Rem, where some 360 people were killed. But this burning was by Israeli soldiers. I'll give you another article here. Hold on a second.
Let me answer. Can I answer?
Hold on a second.
Oh, I can't answer.
I'll let you answer, but you asked a question. You spoke for long.
You got to stick to one subject. Don't make me answer 10 questions all at once. You just move on to the next one. You won't let me answer this one.
It's not another one.
This is the same point.
Here's another article here. Can you see this here?
So we're going to move on. I don't even get to answer the last one.
Helicopters killed own soldiers, civilians on October 7th. What do you say about that? Here.
I see a picture of a bunch of cars stacked up, but I don't see any context.
Okay, here's the
out of context. I can make stuff up too.
Okay, no. This is the Israeli. Okay. So here's a fact.
I don't want hearsay. That's not a fact.
Here's a fact. Here's a fact. This is from the Cradle article.
Print doesn't make it a fact.
But it's citing Israeli sources.
Why don't we stick with what we know for a fact instead of making?
This is what we know. This is what we know.
This is a 15th October report explained.
No helicopter in video. There's no pictures of a helicopter. There's no video of a helicopter. I saw pictures of paragliders.
Okay, I'll show you my YouTube channel where Yasmin Porat, the Israeli eyewitness, confirms that. I'll show it to you here. Here's a South African debate initiative. I'll show you the actual. I'll send you the link. Let me try and open this up on my website.
I don't care.
No, of course you want to live in your own bubble.
You won't care because you're afraid of facts.
Show me some
You're afraid of facts and you're believing that.
Here's it here. Work for you.
Here's it here. Okay, here's it here. Here we are. Look at this. This is it here. This is. I'm going to expand this for you, but can you just give us a minute to listen? I'll let you speak. Here's it here. Listen to this.
מסיבת טבע שהפכה למסיבת טבח, והיית אפילו בת ערובה במשך 2.5 בידי הטרוריסטים של חמאס.
נכון. אני אחרי המסיבה ברחתי יחד עם בן זוגי
Look what she says.
נקלענו לקיבוץ בארי לתפוס של מחסה בשעה שאנחנו לא יודעים שיש חדירת מחבלים, בעצם אנחנו להתגונן מפני הקסאמים.
כן.
דפקנו בדלת אצל זוג ממש נחמד, משפחת דגן, הדס ועדי, שהכניסו אותנו לממד שלהם, שהיינו בממד איתם בין 6 ל-8 שעות, תחת פחד מאוד גדול, כי אנחנו יודעים שיש חדירה של כ100 מחבלים בתוך הקיבוץ, והיריות נשמעות בכל עבר, עד שאנחנו מגיעים לשלב שהזוג הזה מודיע לנו שהמחבלים ממש נמצאים בית לידינו, ושכנראה הם יגיעו אלינו, ובאמת לא עוברות 5 דקות וכל הבית מתנפץ לרסיסים, ואנחנו במשך שעה מצליחים לא לתת להם לפרוץ את הממד שלנו, ובמשך שעה דופקים 10 מחבלים בערך על הממד, להכות בערבית, שעה מאוד מאוד מתוחה, הרגשנו בפחד שלא יתואר, ואחרי שהם מצליחים לפרוץ את הממד ונושאים אותנו את ארבעתנו בבית ליד, שכבר בו שהו 8 בני ערובה נוספים, אנחנו מצטרפים ל8 האלה ואנחנו הולכים להיות בערך כ12 בני ערובה עם 40 מחבלים. שומרים עלינו.
No, look at the words. Look at the words.
What's the point? I don't get it.
Okay, he mentions.
What is your point?
Her point is Christ brings a sword because Christ is violent in your version of reality.
It is.
Her point is that at the hold on.
Well, don't pick a subject. Let's talk about that if you want to talk about Christ.
No, hold on a second. Now you're jumping. What she's saying. No, I'm dealing with the issues. What she says in this interview on Israeli radio as an eyewitness, that there came a point and it's here on this particular stream, where Israeli Apache helicopters came onto the scene and started targeting Israeli civilians, Israeli hostages, together with Hamas, and they invoked the Hannibal Directive. The Hannibal Directive basically says that if there's a hostage situation to where soldiers are taken away or where civilians are taken away by, for example, the enemy, then the principle of the Hannibal Directive in Israeli military terms is that you kill both the hostages and you kill those who are taking them as being kidnapped. So Israel then kidnapped or killed its own civilians.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, well. So the point is, when in doing that,
so if that's what they did, I'd have nothing against it.
Hold on.
I've got nothing against that.
Yeah. So you don't have a problem with that. So what happened?
No problem with that.
Okay. So we know how brutal you are. We know how brutal you are. What they did in doing that, they then hold on, Adam, hold on. In doing that,
I'm not Adam. I'm Seabass.
I'm sorry, Christ, not a king. In doing that, they then burnt their own hostages. So you initially saw the reports in the press that Hamas burnt Israeli civilians and they burnt the cars and burnt houses. It then became discovered, which has now been confirmed, that the Israeli Apache helicopters burnt their own civilians on October 7th. So a large number of people who were killed on October 7th, 1,139 of the 1,139, a significant number were killed by Israeli soldiers. Are you willing to condemn Israel for killing its own civilians on October 7th if you're willing to condemn Hamas for October 7th?
No, I'm not going to condemn Israel because Israel is a sovereign nation and they...
No, it's not.
Yes, they are.
It's not a sovereign nation. It's an
apartheid state. What are you talking about? They're the United Nations.
It's an apartheid state.
They're in the United Nations, and you're not.
It's an apartheid state.
Palestine is not in the United Nations, and Israel is. Fact. Let's stick to the facts. They are a sovereign nation.
No one is denying that Israel is part of the UN, but
they are a sovereign
it is not a sovereign nation. Okay?
They're recognized by the United Nations, and Palestine isn't.
Well, who said? Actually, Palestine is recognized as a state under the UN.
Palestine doesn't have anything in. They don't have a representation.
Palestine is, first and foremost, Palestine is recognized, which is why the current legal proceedings are for the state of Palestine. The current legal proceedings are happening with the ICJ as well as the ICC. Refer to Palestine. Okay.
Are we going to talk about the helicopter? Or are we going to talk about the United Nations?
You raising this issue.
You raised it, okay? First and foremost, okay?
They're a sovereign nation, and now you want to argue about that. But they are a sovereign. They're called Israel. They have a land, and they're a nation.
No, this is what the allies, only the allies of Israel.
Nuclear weapons. Are you going to try to remove a country?
Only, look, you talk about nuclear weapons, that's going to scare us.
Let me ask you a question without being interrupted. What do you think is going to happen when you start pushing Israel out of their country and they still have...
It's not their country.
Well, what happens when you push Israel out of Palestine?
Good man.
And they still have nuclear weapons on submarines. How are you going to stop them?
What do
you think is going to happen?
You think they will actually use those nuclear weapons? Are you that naive to think that they're going to use nuclear weapons?
What have they got to lose?
What have they got to lose? Everything. Okay.
They already lost everything. You pushed them out of Palestine.
No. Who said? The Jews lived. The Jews were comfortable in Palestine. The Jews lived. The Jews lived peacefully in Palestine since the Muslims conquered the land. Okay, when the Muslims took the land from the Christians that were consistently killing them up until the until World War II. You got to remember this. The Jews were being killed predominantly by Christians from the 7th century. Well, actually before that, okay, since the rise of Christianity. All right, so we're talking 1st century. Actually, we're even talking before that, because prior to King Herod and everything, Jews were persecuted. If anything, they were persecuted from the time of Moses. Okay, but since the rise of Christianity, it was Christians that have been persecuting and removing Jews from any position of livelihood, okay, throughout their history. But when the Muslims conquered Palestine, listen, Okay, you don't want to be interrupted, so don't interrupt me.
The subject. You're not.
No. You're talking about. Okay, look, I'm saying to you. No, it's connected. It's connected. But the Muslims, when they conquered Palestine in the 7th century, okay, from that time until World War II, the Jews have enjoyed prosperity in Palestine. Okay, so no, we are not about removing Jews. If anything, when we conquered Palestine in the 7th century, they were already either expelled or killed. There wasn't a single Jew in Palestine. It was through Umar bin Khattab where he demanded that 80 Jewish families were brought back to Palestine so that there is a Jewish presence, simply because that land was important to them due to the Temple Mount. Right, so it was based on religious grounds. It was on religious grounds that we ensured a Jewish presence in Palestine. And the Jewish presence in Palestine remained until they decided to come knocking at the door of the Palestinian people, and instead of being grateful for housing them, for taking them in, for the atrocities of Christian Europe, they decided to massacre and drive out those who tried to help them, house them, feed them, clothe them. Now, for us, I'm going to make this very clear, okay? For us, we will fight the Zionist regime and we will bring an end to the Israeli regime. This does not mean that there will not be Jews being permitted to live in Palestine, okay? This is not what we're about. The Zionist regime is an oppressive regime, and this is why we fight them. We fight every single oppression, whether it is committed by Muslims or non-Muslims. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. There is no two ways about it. Okay, you're a Christian, I'm a Muslim. I'm not telling you that for a fact. You want to talk about facts? I'm telling you a fact from what we have. Okay, that regime will fall, and it's on its way. It's on its way. The entire world has had enough. Has had enough of the atrocities of the Israeli people. You want to talk about 1,200 people, most of which have been killed by the Israeli Defense Force. Well, actually, the idiotic diaper frat boys. Okay, that's what I
wish you'd make your point and stick with it, because you're just all over the map.
Well, you're not getting my point.
We were talking about nuclear war, and now you're talking about something else.
Here's the point. The Jews are most safe under Muslim rule.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you believe that?
No. Hold on. You've lost. You know what?
Do you believe nuclear war is on the doorstep?
I've wasted my time because I haven't even had my meal, and I'm in South Africa. I just want to leave this with you because we're going to close the stream shortly. You don't want to answer that question, do you? No, we will answer it. Right.
You don't want to answer
it. This is a report by Amnesty International which speaks about Israel's apartheid against Palestinians. Israel's an apartheid state. It's an illegal state. And the question you need to reconcile with yourself is, why would you continue as a Christian?
He's gone.
Has he gone?
He's gone. He decided to drop out. The thing is,
this guy is. I mean, this is the problem with them. They can't reason. We've given him enough time.
They can't handle it. And the thing is, it's like, look at the cowardice. Look at the cowardice of him, right? He doesn't want to give his name. Alhamdulillah, look, me and you, we have our faces, we have our names. Well, everyone knows my name, not just Al-Yemeni. People know what my name actually is. We are here being very clear about the realities of the things, and we are not afraid to show our face. But this guy comes on and says it's good to kill hostages. It's good to kill. It's good to place people under siege. It's good to starve them. It's good to do all of these things. But is he brave enough to actually put his face and say, yeah, this is it. This is what it is, and tell us his name? He wanted to be referred to as a fish, but he behaves like a fish. That's why that's the first thing that came to him. Oh, call me sea bass.
None of them are. And I think this is a problem that when we entertain people and want to hear the argument, none of them, including this character Adam and now this guy, I gave him the benefit of the doubt when he came in. I tried to engage him, but he was unable to communicate and articulate a proper discourse. And at the end of the day, I mean, his name gives it up. Christ brings a sword, or Christ is a sword, or some kind of nonsense. Most of them are anonymous individuals, so they go under names like Destiny, Charlemagne, and all of that, because of the fact that they're defending an immoral, implausible, unjustifiable regime. And at the end of the day, this is the reason behind that. But it's 11 o'clock for me, and I never had my supper this evening, and I have to get back to work. But I think maybe in the future, we could have more engaging debates with far more productive individuals. And of course, we could have sessions where we bring on individuals and then attempt to, at the very least, educate them. But it becomes difficult, particularly when you've got stubborn, ignorant individuals. He doesn't even know he's confusing the Declaration of Independence with the Balfour Declaration. This is the type of, I don't know if you heard the earlier communications. He doesn't know the difference between the Balfour Declaration and the Declaration of Independence in 1948. So these are the type of individuals that you're dealing with that are brainwashed, it's a pity that they came on. It's good we had this engagement, but they spoiled an otherwise good engagement with the rabbi, and perhaps we could have separate encounters with them, and then of course far more productive, meaningful engagements with other people like Rabbi Feldman, Rabbi Weiss, Finkelstein, probably Rashid Khalidi, and a couple of others.
The thing
Thank
is,
you for your contribution, brother Al-Yemeni. It's good to communicate.
Yeah, I was saying to Akhi Muhammad, I was like, if I come on, I'm gonna sound like a terrorist.
No, your contribution is much appreciated. Much appreciated.
But like this is the thing. It's like they want to be completely unapologetic about the atrocities that the Jews are committing. But then when we are equally unapologetic about the defense, it's actually the Palestinians that are defending themselves. And astaghfirullah, most of them cannot. Not every single person is born to be a soldier. So when you say that every single person is violent, that in of itself is factually incorrect. Not every man is born to be a soldier. When you're talking about a population where half of them are under the age of 18.
You see the gall and the audacity of it, and then he backtracked after you confronted him. Where he said everybody in Gaza is evil. He made that point clearly. He wasn't referring to Hamas. And then essentially he was then caught out on his lies. So I think this is a reality, and I hope people have enjoyed the stream, Brother Muhammad. From your side, I think we can have maybe far more production. Thank you for your contributions, Brother Yemeni.
Barakallah fiqh. Yeah, I think we need to make sure that the message to the brothers and sisters as well is be unapologetic about this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have the haqq, we have the Quran and the Sunnah, we are able to show from the Quran and the Sunnah that despite being in a situation of war, we are not unjust people. That we fight them until the oppression stops, and then if they stop, we stop as well. We are not people that seek out conflict. But at the end of the day, if you want to be in conflict with us, we're all for it. We are not a pacifist religion. We deal with the reality of things. And if an evil person, or if an evil regime comes to you and seeks to fight you, then you fight back until the oppression stops. Until they say La ilaha illallah, or they pay the jizya, or they are fought until they are killed. It's that simple. And when we talk about the Israelis, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already told us that they are fearful, which is why they hide behind high walls. This is what Allah has told us. Allah has given us the psychology of these people. And of course, there are some of them that alhamdulillah have become Muslim, but it's not all of them. The majority of them have decided to do today as they have done throughout their existence. These are the people that have killed the prophets, and they are the ones that hate Jibril alayhi salam and Mikael and Israfil. Okay, these are the people that we are dealing with. So for us to become unapologetic, it is not part of the Muslim. It's not what we are. We shouldn't be apologetic. We are certain in our deen. We are certain in our justice, and this is what we are talking about: justice, not murdering. This is not what we do.
Indeed.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, guys. I do apologize. I kept on hopping in and out. My Wi-Fi was playing up. I had to restart the computer. So I'm going to re-watch this part of the stream, inshallah, later on today, and I'll probably clip it. Brother Yemeni, you might have the option to download it onto your channel. If you want to, you can. If not, then I can send it to you. Not a problem. But Yusuf, mashallah, thank you for another great show. We had a great guest earlier on.
We may have, I think, just to tell the viewers, we may have Rabbi Weiss on next week, Wednesday. There's Rashid Khalidi, who's quite an interesting, if it comes right, although he's busy. I have someone who is in contact with, I don't know if it'll be possible, but if he does give his time with Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo is the actor who acts as Hulk in the Avengers, but he's been a strong advocate of Palestine, and let's just see how that goes. And it'll be good to see different perspectives, different people, to show that this is one of justice and morality and indeed truth. And we expose falsehood and clamp down on falsehood, and that's why I was harsh with Adam. it was because you were coming up with falsehood. And the same thing with Brother Al-Yemeni dealing with the other character, Christ is a sword. But this is the thing, and I think we've come to an end. So Jazakallah khair. Thank you to all the viewers out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will have further engagements on this point.
I don't know if you met Brother Yemeni before. He's well known.
That's my first time.
Amazing. Really lovable guy, mashallah. Habibi. He's always at Speaker's Corner. He's always welcoming me and so forth. So, mashallah, really nice to see you, Brother Yemeni. Mashallah.
You got a good, powerful, articulate voice, and we need more brothers like you. Excellent.
Really, I think that I could be more articulate, to be honest. I don't. I always say this even on my streams. I'm like, it takes me.
We all are improving. We all are improving. I mean, I'm improving it now. We all are improving all the time. We have to.
Well, mashallah, you're doing great work as well. I have seen some of the stuff that you've been doing, and mashallah, it's very on point. It's irrefutable stuff. So that's always great to see. But just a quick comment as well. I think this is important to say as well, because sometimes what we have is we speak to non-Muslims about issues like this, which is okay. But when we talk to rabbis, one of the reasons that I don't like to talk to rabbis, and this is something that I've noticed, is because these rabbis condemn Israel. They are the same people that have properties in Israel, which begs the question: if you really believe that you are from a Torah and Talmudic perspective, that you believe that you are a people without the land, why do you still have property there? Are you going to lie to me now? And likewise with these people that we talk to, and people that we see on Twitter or X, when they start retweeting and talking about Palestine, the brothers and sisters start to give them a platform that they shouldn't have, because at the end of the day, these are disbelievers. And while they may agree with us on certain aspects of morality, at the end of the day, they are not our basis for that. And this is a trap that we tend to fall into. Like, we've seen what happened with the likes of Jordan Peterson, for example. As soon as he started saying things that were akin to Islam, he was given such a platform, and then subhanAllah, he showed his true colors. Likewise with that Jackson Hinkle, or whatever his name is, same thing. So it's good to have to utilize these people on certain things, but the brothers and sisters shouldn't attach themselves to them. That's what I think.
I think the point, brother, you're making is I think we should have discernment and consistency.
Yes.
With the Neturai Karta is I think in certain categories banned in Israel itself. So I don't think Weiss or Rabbi Feldman basically have properties themselves, but directly.
No, I'm not saying all of them.
No, surely not. But this is the problem, unfortunately, within social media, and I try to stay away from it. That you get these kind of celebrity figures, like with Andrew Tate. Everybody jumps on the bandwagon, and it becomes problematic. Then you have a situation where, for example, assume he's convicted of human trafficking. What do you do in that situation? So the problem is we need to be discernment and consistent. That when we give people or platform individuals, we platform them for the perspective of either interrogating their worldviews, or on the other hand, if they say something that is consistent with our position, then we need to maintain the fact that they've been consistent throughout their particular discourse over a number of years, not just suddenly a shift. And I think that's where you have the problem, where new characters just pop out from nowhere, and then you just platform them because they've got a massive social media following. And unfortunately, a lot of the Muslim YouTube channels have done that. People, unless they want to just simply increase the algorithms of their own YouTube channel by hosting these individuals. But I think with Brother Muhammad, he's been sincere, and we try and get people who are, at least in my interaction with him, people who may not be necessarily having massive followings, but people of substance and concern. Like the rabbi doesn't have any massive followings, and the same with some of the other speakers he has. So
I agree. But it was just because obviously it happens more often than not. That's why I thought to raise it. At the end of the day, we know that not all of these rabbis do actually have properties, and I'm not saying every single one does, but the ones that I have come across, they do. And I'm like, well, you're just lying to me then. And I don't tolerate that. So These are the people that have belied Rasul ﷺ, even though they knew him like they knew their own sons. So what do I expect from them when they talk to me? You know. So yeah, I just thought it was a point to make, just for the brothers and sisters to realize that just don't platform anyone. Do your vigilant research. At the end of the day, we are people who use our intellect. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to us in the Quran, that we are a people of intellect, that we are the one that Allah loves those who use their minds, that reason. You know, so don't just platform anyone. Have some hikmah, inshallah, and do like these brothers above are doing. You know, they are vetting the people that they speak to before platforming them, and making sure that they are sincere in what they believe in. And like Brother Yusuf said, they don't just appear out of nowhere, but they held a certain position for years and years.
Thank you for that, brother.
For the Yemeni, beautiful, mashallah. Once again, Brother Yusuf, thank you for joining us and making this a good show. People can view? Yeah, people can also view this on the South African Debate Initiative channel. So guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And let me just remind you, 1 second. Let me just type that in, 1 second. So yeah, here it is, guys. Look it up on YouTube. Please subscribe and like to the channel, because this stream is getting shown also in South Africa live. So mashallah, it's, you know, we're having a good audience. But nevertheless, mashallah, again, thank you so much, Brother Yusuf, for your time, your efforts, and all the logistical work.
I never knew it was going to take 3 hours.
Mashallah, anyway. Yeah. But yeah, it's good to kind of, you know, sometimes the snakes have to pop their heads out the grass. Yes. And mashallah, I'm not saying that as a physical threat or anything to anybody, but sometimes you've got to, find out who the snakes are in the grass. And some of them came up today, and they were dealt with. And sometimes you've got to be harsh. But maybe my words are a bit harsh, but and nevertheless, alhamdulillah. But the Yemeni, mashallah, it was great to see you. You always bring some noor. You always bring noor to the stream. I really appreciate it. And I think this weekend we've got a possible debate happening on Saturday, and then the Trinity Forum on the Saturday. And then next week, I think is a Thursday, we'll have another rabbi, as Brother Yusuf mentioned, hopefully joining us. So guys, stay tuned for all of this. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to all the channels. And don't forget to check out Brother Yemeni's channel. He has some very good stuff on. I watch it. Very knowledge-based information based on Quran and Sunnah. And mashallah, I definitely recommend Brother Yemeni's channel. So check out Brother Yemeni's channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe to it. And barakallah feek. Sorry, brother, go ahead.
Yeah, what do you call it? If I feel better, inshallah, between now and Saturday, I'm gonna have episode 2 of the Unapologetic Yemeni Muslim. So basically, that's the stream where I just go on an absolute rant and speak my thoughts unapologetically, and speak to the brothers and sisters about things. We had the first episode a while ago about the Muslim condition, why we are in the situation that we're in, and this stream, inshallah, will follow up on that. So inshallah, tune in, look out for that.
Awesome. Thank you for letting everybody know, and hopefully everybody can click onto your channel and support you. Like I said, guys, this has been a fantastic show. We started off with the rabbi. It was very interesting hearing his thoughts and how he felt the situation in Gaza and Palestine was going. And nevertheless, we had a couple of Christians in the chat who seemed to not listen to what the rabbi was saying. It was coming directly from the horse, as they say, the horse's mouth here in the UK. But the Christians still saying, no, the land belongs. But the rabbi saying, no, it doesn't. But guys, you guys need to really get your heads out the sand and listen to what the rabbi was saying. But alhamdulillah, great show, great interaction towards the end. And jazakumullah khair. Subhanaka wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.